Welcome back. For decades, the United States has given heroin addicts methadone, a drug that in most cases takes away the craving. But in Moscow, a small medical center is using a radical method to take away the addiction. You are watching a heroin addict undergo a procedure that one Russian doctor claims has taken away the heroin addiction from 80% of his patients. According to Dr. Zobin's medical center in Moscow, this happens by blocking the opiate receptors inside the brain. Slava Stepashkin, a Russian translator, is sharing with us what he witnessed back in 1996 while visiting with Dr. Zobin.
What they do is basically they inject this neuropeptide into a vein. It reaches out to the opiate receptors and blocks the craving by inserting that neuropeptide fits into the into the opiate receptor like a key into the lock. And that basically stops the craving.
These are the opiate receptors inside the brain which interact with the heroin. Eventually, after Dr. Zobin's procedure, the body will regenerate new opiate receptors as well as endorphins that no longer crave the heroin. But only those who are desperate to get off the needle and promise never to go back are admitted into his center. Before undergoing this process, the patients must stay off heroin for 21 days to make sure the receptors are clean before they are blocked. The process takes about 30 minutes. And while the patient's opiate receptors are injected with neuropeptides, the patient turns pale, his blood level drops, fingers shiver, and he needs a respirator to breathe. Eventually, he begins breathing on his own and wakes up okay. According to Dr. Zobin, now that his receptors are blocked, it will take about 5 days for his heroin addiction to go away.
The confession of a drug addict.
Dr. Zobin's small medical clinic, which has been conducting this drug treatment procedure since 1994, has been reviewed in Cosmopolitan, newspapers, and in other literature throughout Moscow and other countries. No ads are used. Most just hear about the clinic through word of mouth.
Yes, the consequence, he is saying that this method is one of the most cruel methods of heroin addiction treatment.
But still, close to 1,000 heroin addicts have pressed their luck from Moscow, Yugoslavia, Czechoslovakia, and Hungary.
The drug would see that the opiate receptors are blocked. The next area where it would reach to that part of the nervous system that controls breathing.
To international organizations or American researchers. It's far from rescuing all heroin addicts, and much still needs to be determined about this 6-year-old procedure. The long-term effects of cutting off those opiate receptors of the brain and growing new ones remains to be seen. Because drug use can be fatal after this operation, each patient is issued a certificate stating that they are absolutely forbidden to take certain narcotics. Dr. Zobin's medical center stresses that they do not specialize in alleviating the heroin withdrawal. Rather, they remove the patient's psychic addiction.
Wow. When we come back, Tom Downs has a look at your work week weather forecast.
Get connected, stay connected. You're watching News Channel on Weekend.